Success isn't about your IQ, your intellectual quotient. It's not even just about your EQ, your emotional quotient. Success comes from your AQ, your adaptability quotient. That's how quickly you adapt and convey that you've adapted in different situations. I've learned that communication is how we convey adaptability. That communication isn't limited to just the words we use, but extends into our actions and behaviors and how we show up in moments of solitude and moments with others. I've learned to always be relentless, driven by my passions and fueled by my purpose, to never let any circumstance, no matter what, destroy my intensity, my drive, or my deeply rooted feeling that God is doing something amazing in my life. See, it's not about what you can do, it's about what He can do through you. It's not so much about what you are, but whose you are. That you might appreciate the lessons, the stains and the gains from where you've been with humility, that He chose to qualify you anyway. You know, I hate it when people take the word humble or humility out of context. Being humble doesn't mean that you make yourself less than you are. It's actually this inner peace, this inner confidence to stand firmly, knowing whose you are and serving every single person you encounter, whether you're at your house, your work, your church, at the grocery store or the airport. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're face-to-face, virtual, online. It's about serving others with the abundance of lessons, talents, and blessings, serving them with all you've got. You know why? Because of all He's given to you. Sometimes this means teaching the next in line how to do something you've already learned and you're really great at. Or it could be at home and your daughter needs to learn how to make your favorite family recipes, right? You got to pass those on. You know, like those frosted sugar cookies or the peanut butter ones with like the Hershey Kiss on top. Man, I wish I didn't have to open so many foil packets to get the Kiss out for all those cookies. Anyway, other times it means extending grace. And you know, even that term grace gets taken out of context. You know what grace means as a verb? It means to do, extend honor or credit to someone or something by one's presence. And what about that word, honor? To regard with respect, with adherence to what is right or to a conventional standard of conduct. So we extend grace when we act respectfully in a way that avoids any taint of dishonesty from within ourselves while being fully present with another. We see them with eyes that are open, not only to see who they are, but who we are and who we were. In that way, we might see the confusing, frustrating, make you run the hamster wheel boss as a person feeling like they're losing control in their own lives. As a person that doesn't understand all the tech and is afraid of not being able to keep up with the times. As the person afraid of losing relevance and scared to face the next chapter in their life. See, when you do, you'll extend grace. You won't be frustrated anymore or overwhelmed by all the misdirection. You know, they say, know your place, as if it's supposed to be some derogatory or condescending statement. But humility is knowing your place. God says it is embracing your place. And when you do, you'll extend grace from your place. In order to speak from this place of grace, you'll need to master some communication skills. First, you'll need to be able to recognize the situation, to actually see the person on the other side. So you'll need to practice active listening, seeking to gain awareness and understanding, encouraging them to tell you more. You need to understand the context. See, when we're actively seeking to get in the mind of another, seeking to understand their perspective, to put ourselves in their shoes, we have to get out of our own heads. In other words, we have to take off our shoes in order to put their shoes on. Asking questions is just one of the ways that we can do this. There aren't really any dumb questions. There are, however, really dumb answers. You know, when someone thinks they understood the question, so they ramble off an answer and it doesn't actually answer the question. It's kind of like they tried to put your shoes on without taking theirs off. And that's not going to work. Doesn't feel good, right? It's frustrating, but it just goes to show you that we aren't really listening to each other. We aren't giving each other enough space in a conversation to really see them, to see from their perspective. But when you do, not only will you resolve your frustration and overcome your overwhelming thoughts, you'll avoid the sabotaging behavior that they lead to. I mean, how many of you feel like producing when you're frustrated and overwhelmed? Yeah, nobody, right? Drop a comment below. No one does. We all be running around the lab like Chicken Little. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. And it's funny, but it's so true. So if you just start actively listening, asking good questions, you get to be a blessing. In other words, take your shoes off, try theirs on, so you can serve them with grace from your place of humility and become a blessing that is in turn blessed. I hope this message blesses you. Be sure to do all that YouTube-y stuff, like, subscribe, comment. Remember, sharing is caring. So if you think that this message would serve someone else, please pass it on. Until next time, thank you for using communication that inspires.